just stay up there? You want to stay up there and I'll keep running? Good.
All right, and we are now joined by our 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, Kyle Larson, driver of the number 500 Motorsports Chevrolet. We will go straight to questions. Who would like to start us off?
Sweet.
Start with Zach Sturniolo.
Zach Sturniolo with FrontStretch.com. Kyle, obviously you've now had the entire offseason to process being the champion heading into this season now. I guess what are the emotions? Does it feel any different heading into this season based on what you were able to accomplish a year ago?
No, I think it's really easy for all of us to kind of move on and forget about the success that you had only a couple months ago. So I think it's because, at least for me, I think I race so often, but just trying to get focused on winning the next race or winning again the next season. So you kind of have to you can't really soak up what you did last year, I feel like, until you're done with your career someday. So, just focus on this year and trying to have another solid season all around and hopefully win another championship later on.
Go to Mark.
Mark Carroll to your right with PRN. Kyle, doing a story on last year's Atlanta race, was that an occasion where you win a race to lose something, you lose a race to win something else down the road, a lesson learned that, you'll be able to process and use to go to victory lane?
Not really. No, I mean, I think, that race in particular, we had dominated all race long, like dominated all race long. And I think when you do that, you don't want to mess anything up. So I think, we probably, we didn't work on our car enough throughout the race. And then when I finally did have somebody in my mirror, well, I wasn't used to that. So I'm trying to drive harder to get away from Blaney and just abuse my tires too much. And then, where on the flip side of things, his team was watching somebody else dominate all race long and probably continue to work on their car and got it better. And then he could probably tell he was better than me and managed better than I did. So, I definitely think we learned from that moving forward. I don't know if we ever utilized that later on down the road, but that's definitely something I think we learned or noticed.
And you being from California, do you think the LA Clash is going to create some momentum for Fontana, or even for that matter, Sonoma? Do you think it'll create some energy in that state that will prove beneficial for other racetracks?
I don't know. I hope so. I thought it was a great event. I thought there was a lot of fans there. There was, from what I heard, a lot of new fans. Well, new, people going to their first ever race. Hopefully now they are fans. And we'll go to Fontana or whatever it may be, and go to Sonoma later on in the year. Or I feel like though the West Coast races already have a lot of fans. Whenever we've ran Fontana in the past, I feel like the infield is slam packed. It's the best infield, in my opinion, that we have in our sport. The grandstands on Sunday always have a lot of people. Even Sonoma, I feel like it may not look like it because it's so spread out for the road course, but there's always a lot of fans there, and merchandise sales are always really good there. So I don't think the West Coast needs a whole lot of help, but obviously you want it to get even bigger than it is. But the Clash was good. I thought it went well, and hopefully there's a lot of momentum from it now.
Go to Holly and then Davey Siegel.
Hi, Kyle. Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. I'm curious what your relationship is like with the Daytona 500. What do you, this race, just comes to mind when you get here, and your thoughts on it?
Well, it's the biggest race in our sport. So I want to win it, and I get excited to come down here, spend the week, get to go to Disney, get to run sprint cars and, run a lot of dirt stuff nearby. And then, compete in the biggest race of our year. I haven't had much success here, so that part of it doesn't get me too excited to show up. But, I was close to winning in 2017. I crossed the line coming to the white as the leader and ran out of fuel. So that was a really cool. I just remember like the emotions of that while I was running. Like, wow, I could win the 500, and then not winning it. It fuels me to want to win it again want to win it in my future because before that race and every race since then, I've been not even close. So I would love to do it, and hopefully I can continue to learn more about this race. I still feel like you can luck into a win here for sure, but I feel like I've got a lot more to learn, to gain experience, to compete at the front all race long, and really have a true shot of winning. No, I don't think so. For me, like I want to win in the past. Like I've chased races more than championships. So, to me, the priority of winning big races hasn't changed at all. It's because it's more in front of you than the championship is. So, yeah, it doesn't change. Where it ranks on my list. I still want to win this. I want to win the Southern 500 really bad. I want to win Indy. I want to, I've won the Bristol Night Race, which was cool. I won the Coke 600 last year, which was cool. But there's definitely a few that I still want to win really bad.
Let's go to Davey.
Hey, Kyle, Davey Siegel with Front Stretch. Going off of Holly's question and kind of the end to your answer there, even in the last year, you've won countless big races, Knoxville Nationals, Kings Royal, you've won the Chili Bowl a handful of times as well. If you were to add Daytona and the 500 to your resume, where do you think this win would rank amongst the others?
I don't know. I hate trying to rank races because I feel like I always get picked apart. So I'm not going to rank it right now. So ask me where it ranks after I win it someday.
All right, let's go to Lee and then Jordan Bianchi.
Just kind of curious, you were in a position at Ganassi where you ran okay, but certainly didn't have a year like last year, right? Is there a driver out there who may not be at your talent level but has potential that might stand out to you that you think if they got in the right position could enjoy the kind of success that you're having now?
I don't know. I don't know. I think Tyler Reddick's going to have an amazing season. I think he's been the best car at all the tests. I think he showed last week at the Clash that he's really good. I feel like when I watch him, I'm watching myself, just because we're both really aggressive, and he seems to be even a little more aggressive and kind of keep things in control better than I could. Back when I was running really hard and you can ask the equipment trying to run up front. So, yeah, I think he's the guy that I look at this year that I feel like is going to have the breakout season and you'll win a lot of races.
And Bowman going and running a 4:10 sprint, just the fact that he was able to go to the World of Outlaws first weekend out and qualify for all three features, pretty impressive on his part. I know he leaned on you a little bit, but can you just talk a little bit about that? Thanks.
Yeah, I've told him a lot of times that I thought he did an amazing job. He did way better than I think any of us thought he was going to do. So that was really awesome to see. He out-qualified me the first night at Volusia. And, yeah, he did a good job, a quick time in the All-Star race at East Bay. So with under 10 starts in a sprint car, wing sprint car, and really doesn't have hardly any dirt racing experience in his career. He was mostly a pavement midget racer before he got to ARCA. So, yeah, he did an awesome job. He's got Joe Gertie as his crew chief, so I'm familiar with Joe and his time at KLR. So, yeah, it was neat to see them run really good, and I'm glad that he did because now he's going to be fired up to race even more and gaining experience in that.
Let's go to Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Kyle, what is your ceiling as a driver, and how do you think you can get better to reach that ceiling?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Just I don't I don't want to know what my ceiling is. I don't think any of us do. I don't think. Yeah, you just always continue to try, and even when you get to your ceiling, you try and work hard to surpass it. So I don't know, just keep trying to evolve as a race car driver, keep racing a lot, and trying to win races, and just fine tune in different areas of your craft.
Let's go to Mike Hembry and then Daniel McFadden.
Mike Hembry, Auto Week. Kyle, there's been more discussion this week about the possibility of you running the Indy 500. I realize a lot of bridges have to be crossed for that to eventually happen, possibly, but just looking at that possibility, would you feel comfortable sort of parachuting in there and running that race as your first IndyCar experience, or would you want to play around with the cars elsewhere?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's too late in the game for this year. If I ever run the Indy 500, I want to be prepared. I want to show up and feel like I've got a shot to win. I don't want to just show up and be like, oh, I got to compete in the Indy 500. That's really cool. Like, I want to go there and be confident and know that I have a shot to run up front. So with that, it takes a lot of preparation, a lot of work, and I don't think that's something you can fully get done in a few months. So yeah, I mean, down the road, I'd like to do it, but I want to do it when the time's right. And you're right now, in February 2022, is not the right time. So yeah, I think it's something more so down the road. But I definitely want to do it someday. And it was cool to read Jeff's article or whatever that they're open to it. And yeah, we'll see.
Go to Daniel, Dustin, and then Bruce.
Daniel McFadden, Frenchers.com. Kyle, in the 3 months since you won the championship, what's been the most unique opportunity that you've gotten to experience that maybe you wouldn't have gotten to experience if you hadn't won the championship? And specifically, like on the marketing side, what kind of marketing stuff have you maybe been part of that you've never been part of before winning the championship?
I don't know. I didn't really do a whole lot. Like we had the media day a couple days after the championship. Did a lot of interviews and stuff, and those are all so quick that you don't really fully pay attention to who you're doing them with. I don't know. Honestly, probably the coolest thing that I wouldn't have ever gotten it done without winning a championship was just the thing that Elk Grove did for me at my hometown. The parade that they had. So, but other than that, it has been too wild. I feel like I talked to a lot of the same people before the championship and after. So it hasn't been. Nothing was like wow, that was neat.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, can you explain, going back to the Clash, the incident with the 31? Because I think there are some people who believe that was like a more of an intentional move or something to put the 31 in the wall, and just kind of how that went through your mind and how that played out, and if there was anything that needed to be done afterwards after reviewing tape or anything.
Yeah, so I'll start off by saying I overreacted. So I'll play it out in my mind. Like, I went down the backstretch and I knew he was on my outside, and I got clear late in the straightaway, and the next thing I know, he was running the left side of me. So you just see red really quick, like, dang it. And so then I was like, well, I'm stuck on the outside, and I'm about to get shuffled really far back, and I'm mad at you. So yes, I hung a left on him. I did not want to crash him, but I wanted that inside lane for the next corner. So I felt really bad. Instantly, I felt bad that I crashed him. And he came over and talked to me after the race, and I told him, I'm sorry that I wrecked you. But yes, I wish I would have, understood the racetrack that we were at, and that somebody probably shoved him into me, and maybe I wouldn't have overreacted as bad as I did. So yeah, I definitely felt bad about that, but it is what it is at this point, and I just got to learn from those moments. I feel like I do a really good job normally of staying calm, but I think in that instance I didn't, and I think probably with no points on the line, probably played a factor in my overreaction. But yeah, just I hate that I tore up their car just because, not just because, but because of the lack of equipment that all the teams have right now. Nobody can really afford to be tearing stuff up at this point.
Bruce Martin with Speed Sport. I believe it was Denny Hamlin I asked earlier today if the new car might show us some surprise winners in the beginning of the season. And he says the good teams will always have an advantage. Do you feel that way? And if so, why?
Yeah, I think before I got to be a part of like the Phoenix test and stuff like that, and at the Clash, I thought that yes, okay, maybe Aspire Motorsports could go win a race early in the year, because we all read everything the media writes, and everybody seems to say it's equal, but it's not. Like, your best teams are still going to be, they just have more people and smarter people, more resources to figure things out quicker. So yeah, being a part of that Phoenix test, like looking at the speed charts, it was all the same teams up front to back like it would have been before. So I think there's teams that are a little bit better than they were. I think there's teams that are a little worse than they were, but for the most part, it's so far doesn't seem too different.
Is that because of engineering or simulation?
Yeah, probably all that. I don't know. I don't get too involved in, like, I don't even know what they can do as far as engineering and simulation, but yeah, I just know, like, we've got hundreds of people where a lot of these race teams don't, and we'll be able to figure out things quicker than they will.
We'll go to Justin Palmer and then Al Pierce.
Kyle, this year, you guys are looking pretty fast so far in the individual qualifying times. How significant would it be for you to get yourself locked on the front row tonight and make sure that you have a car ready to go for Sunday if you do so?
Yeah, I think that would be huge. I don't think that I will be the team to compete for the front row. It sounds like our team's more focused on getting a good handle for the race and stuff like that. So, who knows? I mean, we could get a wind gust or something and get the pole when we go out. But it sounds like we're not putting all our eggs in that basket to try and go get on the front row. I think our focus is on the race, and with that, I don't think we will have the speed single car wise to be on the front row.
Yeah, Kyle L. Pierce from Auto Week. In reference to your words about Indy, have you talked to, say, Kurt Busch or Tony Stewart about what it was like for them to do the double, and has their information affected your decision at all?
No, I've never talked to Tony about it, and I don't really honestly remember if I've ever talked to Kurt about it. I'm sure I have at some point, while he was my teammate at Ganassi, but no, I haven't talked to anybody really about it. So I'm sure once it becomes more of a reality that I could do it, I'd probably talk to as many people as I can. But for right now, I haven't done my due diligence, I guess, and talked to other drivers who've done it.
Additional questions for Kyle? Okay, right here.
Louis Frank of Reuters. You went over to watch some Formula One. General Motors is not in Formula One. They run all year now. What would it take for you to get a test in F1?
I don't know. I'm guessing millions of dollars and a lot of luck. It was a big realization when I went there that I feel like the rest of the world doesn't care a whole lot about American auto racing. So that was pretty eye-opening. But no, I would love the opportunity for sure. I think those are amazing race cars, and the lifestyle that they get to live is really cool. So yeah, I would love to do it someday. I would love to have a test someday, but I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just not viewed. What we do is not viewed as big as what the rest of the world. What I think is cool. I feel like the rest of the world doesn't think is that cool.
Any other questions for Kyle? All right, Kyle. Thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks.